David Stewart as the pop duo Eurythmics in the 1980s. This image was used as the album cover for their first #1 album, Touch. Tanya, Essie, Haruki, thank you guys. Okay, let's go further. Number 19. What's 19? Oh, it is 19. 19 is John Armatrading. Armatrading was the first black British singer-songwriter to achieve international success. Born in St. Christopher and Nevis, when it was a British colony, she moved to Birmingham, age 7. The breakthrough album of 1976 included the hit single Love and Affection. Number 20, Cruel Summer by Bananarama. Known for their DIY fashion style and post-punk attitude, pop trio Bananarama, Siobhan Fahey, Sarah Dallin, Karen Woodward was the definitive girl group of the 1980s, achieving the highest number of chart hits by an all-female group. Number 21, Eddie Grant. Guyanese-British reggae musician Eddie Grant was a founding member of the Equals, one of the UK's first racially integrated pop groups. His platinum single Electric Avenue was an international hit and refers to the 1981 Brixton riots. Oh, there were some riots in Brixton in 1981. Number 22, The Selector. The Selector are a ska revival band formed in Coventry, 1979, and fronted by Pauline Black. They recorded on the Two Tone record label and having broken up in 1981, they have since reformed and released their 15th studio album in 2017. Hold on, where is it? The Selector, number 22. You guys. Number 23, Ian Curtis was the lead singer and lyricist. Oh my God. Lived only for 24 years. Crazy, no? Was the lead singer and lyricist of the Manchester post-punk band Joy Division, whose first album was Unknown Pleasures, 1979. Oh, so he died one year after their first album. That's crazy. Their songs address themes of alienation and loneliness. The group released one further album before Curtis died by suicide, aged 23. The group continued as New Order. Number 24, Kid Bush. Bush's astonishing debut single, Wuthering Heights, inspired by Emily Bronte's novel of the same name, was released when she was just 19. It was the first song written and performed by the same woman to reach #1 in the UK singles chart. Albums such as Hounds of Love, 1985, including the single Running Up That Hill, have ensured her continued popularity. And this one is for comma. No, it does. George Michael began his career in 1981 as part of the pop group Wham. As an international solo star, Michael was one of the best-selling artists of all times, whose songs included Face, 1987, and Freedom, 1990. He was an active LGBTQ plus rights campaigner and fundraiser. Well, he lived for, 37 plus 16, 53 years. Yeah, nice picture. Sorry. Oh, you're not a fan? Really? No, I think he had like one of the best voices. Easily. Very memorable, for sure. Oh, Lady D. Is it a portrait? No, it is a portrait, actually. Lady Diana, you know, very, what's the word? Very photo-like portrait, no? What is this? Okay. Sir Thomas Beecham was one of Britain's most influential conductors and championed new and neglected music. Who is this? David Webster with Tulips. Webster rejuvenated opera in post-war Britain, restoring the Royal Opera House from a wartime dance hall to a world-class institution. Commissioned to mark his retirement as General Administrator of the Royal Opera House. This was the first of only a handful of portraits commissioned, completed by Hockey. No, Hockney. I didn't know the Royal Opera House was just a dance hall because I mean, nowadays it looks very, very opulent. This is Dorothy Hodgkin, the first British woman to win the Nobel Prize in Chemistry in 1964. Hodgkin was able to define the structures of penicillin, vitamin B12, and insulin using the X-ray crystallography, transforming their therapeutic potential. A Royal Society fellowship scheme was established in her name to help women who wish to be both career scientists and to raise children. Sir David Attenborough. Attenborough has shared the wonders of the living world with audiences worldwide for over 6 decades. A naturalist, writer, and broadcaster, his contributions have received international acclaim. Doesn't need much introduction, I reckon, no? Dame Jane Goodall. What you do as an individual makes a difference. You cannot live through a day without impacting the world around you. You can make the world a better place for the environment, animals, and the people. A zoologist, primatologist, and conservationist, Goodall was born in London and began her animal research in Kenya in the 1950s at a time when very few women were working in the field. Oh, really? You're heroine, really? Oh, you know. Okay, I'm not sure what this part is. Making the modern world. Ah, okay, so this is all part of it. T.S. Eliot, one of the most influential poets of 20th century. The T.S. Eliot's works included the defining modernist poem The Wasteland, 1922, and the meditative Four Quartets, 1943. American-born, he settled in England shortly before the First World War. In 1948, he was awarded the Nobel Prize in Literature. Angela Carter. In her novels and short stories, Angela Carter subverted the genres of Gothic horror, science fiction, and fairy tales from a feminist perspective, often challenging taboos. In her short story The Company of Wolves, 1979, Carter retells Little Red Riding Hood. Her novel Nights at the Circus won the James Holt Black Memorial Prize in 1994. This is Samuel Selvon, novelist. Graham Greene, novelist as well. What's this here? V.S. Naipaul, Trinidad-born of Indian descent, Naipaul was a Nobel Prize-winning writer of novels and short stories. He rose to fame in the late 1950s using his own experience and inspiration for his account of displaced people. Doris Lessing. Lessing's debut novel, The Glass is Sinning, draws on her own experience as a white woman in the racially divided and socially conservative British colony of Southern Rhodesia, now Zimbabwe. Her novel, The Golden Notebook, is regarded as a seminal feminist work. She later wrote science fiction and was awarded the Nobel Prize in Literature in 2007. Tanya, thank you. Globetrotter, hey, hello, how are you? Dame Iris Murdoch. One of the most influential novelists of the 20th century, exploring themes including morality and the power of the unconscious in her work. Her novel, The Sea, won the Booker Prize in 1978. Yep, sorry. Get some reading ideas from this expedition. Lord Kilmer was the head of the British legal team at the Nuremberg trials, an international tribunal where political and military leaders of the defeated Nazi regime were put on trial for war crimes, including the Holocaust. His methodical cross-examination caused Hermann Goering, one of the most powerful figures in the Nazi party, to visibly crumble. Kilmer later worked on drafting the International Convention on Human Rights to protect citizens from abuse by the state. More portraits. This is the composer Ralph Vaughan Williams was a central figure in the 20th century British classical music. His works range from film scores to epic symphonies. His concert piece, The Lark Ascending, is frequently voted one of the UK's favourite pieces of classical music. In the face of rapid urbanization at the start of the 20th century, Vaughan Williams sought to capture rural and traditional music by traveling England and transcribing songs as part of a folk song revival movement. He also promoted new music, financially assisting young composers. Okay. Conversation at the Royal Lodge. King George VI, Queen Elizabeth, the Queen Mother, Queen Elizabeth II, and Princess Margaret. Great, thank you. Okay, let's see. I think this is more or less me. You get the idea. I think we covered most of it. Yeah, we went there. This was the modern era, the 1940s, 2000s. So, it is, thank you. Someone reached this. So, okay. Oh, there's another lower ground. Let's see. Okay, we went there. Let's see if the internet connection holds up here. Just pan slowly so you guys can see. Others like self-portraits. The lower sentiment, contemporary. Spot my face. Okay, this David Hockney. Shady, the royal family. Amy Winehouse portrait. Amy Blue. David Beckham. Interesting. Sir Nicholas Sirota, Chair of Arts Council England, Director of Tate for nearly 30 years. Judi Dench, right? Yeah, Judi Dench. I think there are a lot of actors and actresses here in this gallery. Kate Blanchett. Dane. No. Me as Julia Margaret Cameron and Tim Hughes. Vanessa Redgrave, there, and Jesse Buckley. Is this Adele? No, wrong. Which one is Adele? Oh, Adele is over there. Number one. Kate Moss. Diana Skaribrick. Maria Varsho. Francis Bacon. Dante Gabriel Rossetti. Regular plasters. Thomas Lawrence. Oliver Cromwell. The masks. No, what is this? What is it? It's like minus 18 degrees. Is this a real person? Could be. No? Doesn't say much. I like this one. It's quite funny. It says, life and death masks. The custom of making life and death masks has a long history dating back to ancient Greece and Egypt. Masks have been used as accurate representations of people for mementos, friendship portraits, funerary displays, and aid for portraitures. In the early 19th century, the practice was revived with the development of phrenology. This was a pseudoscience according to which variations in facial features and skull shapes could be read to determine notorious criminals was started by examining masks taken by both scientists and artists. With time, phrenology was discredited, which along with the rise of photography led to a decline in the practice of mask making. Okay. Yeah. I'm walking slowly. Let's put it so. Look at this. This is actually quite nice. Like they had good reception for the most part. I like the entrance here. Look at this. Pretty cool. May not be for everyone. Okay. Let's go. Oh my god, it rained. Did it rain? It did rain, but it's... Yeah, it did rain a little bit. Yeah, no. Okay. Thank you guys. Thanks for keeping me company. I'll see you. Hold on. I'll see you soon. I'll let you know. I might do like a live stream from the square itself. Bye.